Yeah, that's right. This looks really good. Oh my god. I don't think it's the cheesy. It's DiGiorno, which everybody loves DiGiorno. I don't think it's the cheesy crust one, but it is DiGiorno nonetheless. I'm very hungry. There's no way I'm going to be able to finish all of this, but I will at least try. But, so... Oh god, my dog is making weird noises. You've never seen my dog on the vlog. Hey, Coco. She's pissed off. Okay, so, what's it called? Anyway, so, I'm gonna eat this pizza. Then I'm gonna talk to you guys about Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and episodes 4 and 5 of Legend of Korra, but for now... I'm gonna eat pizza. I'm gonna eat pizza, Coco. I think I am going to puke. I have turned what was there before into that, and my stomach is not happy about it. It really isn't. But anyway, I decided I'm going to talk about Korra first, because I actually watched Korra late last night, so it was like 2 or 3 a.m. And honestly, when you watch something that late, you kind of absorb it, but sometimes you start losing things about, like each of the episodes or something, or movie or whatever you watch. So I thought Korra would be the best thing to talk about first, and then I'll talk about Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Might do it today, not tomorrow, but I'm definitely going to talk about Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. So if you're here for the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes stuff, and you're not here for the Korra stuff, I'll put timestamps below or say it's in the next video. But, yeah, but if you're here for Korra, great. We're here. So, I'm gonna sit down now because might as well if I'm gonna do a long talk. So, yeah, this is where I sat for the game. This is the couch, yeah. So, what's it called? So, I thought these last 2 episodes, they were still fantastic. They had some problems, which I call these little problems, these little, like, minor problems that give it a little bit of a... I call them Book 2-itis, because Book 2 had a lot of problems. It was still good, don't get me wrong, but it had a lot of problems. So whenever some of those kind of little problems leak into Book 3, I'm going to call it Book 2-itis. So they have a little bit of Book 2-itis in these 2 episodes, but other than that, I still thought they were very, very good. There were some things that were a little off about it, but I'll talk about that. So, there's really, since they aired 2 Nickelodeon is really messed up with their airing schedule, because they did episodes 1 through 3 at the same time, which was a mistake. They should have done 1, 2, then 3, 4, then 5, 6, because there's little mini arcs in each. So, like, you get the first 2 episodes, like, the beginning arc, and then there's, like, the episode 3 and 4, which is the Dai Li arc, and then there's, 5 and 6, which are going to be the, Beifong arc. So, why would you divide them up like that? I understand you want to have a little bit of cliffhanger each week, but you're really... I feel like it's just someone stupid at Nickelodeon making stupid decisions. And honestly, if you have to, like, air 1 a week instead of 2 episodes, I know they're only a half an hour long, but you have to wear 1 a week just to catch up the arcs, I'm fine with that. Just make it so it's even. Because it's a little out of place, like jarring when you get a big finale of one arc and then you jump right into another arc the same sitting. It's like, it's kind of weird. But, what's it called? So, I guess I'll get started talking about it. At least I probably should. What's it called? So, the main thing we got out of the first part was that the Earthquake is definitely 100% in on the Dai Li plot. What's it called? Whatever they're using the Airbenders for is going to be important. Either they're going to... I hope they don't drop it. It would be a huge mistake if they drop this plot. Because there's potential. She said it would be a declaration of war if they took the Airbenders from the prison, but they did anyway, and they left. So they need to do something with that plot. I hope it's central to the main plot. If not, it could be a Varrick kind of subplot, but I really wouldn't want it to be. I really feel like this plot has so much potential, so they could definitely tie it in with the main plot, with like Zahir and the new Bending group. But, so yeah, but what's it called? So I thought that it's extremely intriguing because we still don't know how the Dai Li reformed after Avatar, because they were disbanded in Avatar because they were hiding from the Earth King. That they were basically hiding the war in itself, the war against the Fire Nation. Ba Sing Se was shielded off for years because of the Dai Li, and the king, they disbanded them. So how on earth did they get back? They never really explain it. There must be some intricate. Maybe the Earth Queen rebanded them, because now instead of being more of like a political trickster kind of thing, now it's actually like the political power is in on it. So technically, she's working directly with the Dai Li about this whole situation. But honestly, I think Korra is getting really, really mature. I have to keep on reminding myself that this is not an adult anime and it's a kid's show on Nickelodeon. Technically, it's made for kids, but some of this stuff, I mean, the scenes with in the Dai Li prisons, they were brutal for kids. Like, if I were a little kid and I saw that, I would probably have nightmares. I mean, just the way they were treating, crap, I keep forgetting. I'll call him the Aladdin kid for now until I remember his name. The Aladdin kid, it was just horrific. Like, I saw Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and there were some scenes that paralleled that. I mean, when you're really doing that on a kid's show, you're really pushing the boundaries, and I think that's great that they're doing that, because kids can handle it. It's great to show them that. Like, kids can handle some of this stuff. And I think it's great that they're showing that. They can handle the horror. Well, not really horror, but like the horrors of actual people. Like, people are doing that today. There's human trafficking, there's militias in Africa. All that stuff is actually going on. And the fact that they did that with the Dai Li plot and how they're taking the Earthbenders and forcing them into like prison camps, pretty much, training for military, kind of remind me a lot of the Unsullied in Game of Thrones, but it's really kind of disturbing, and the way they're handling it is very, very well done, I believe. The Earth Queen, she had potential to be a good villain, but she's just really annoying. She's like everything that was good about Azula. Like, she's kind of like Azula, but everything that made Azula one of the best villains in fiction is taken out. And they add a little bit of annoying to replace that. So, the Earth Queen is kind of bitch, pretty much. One thing I did notice, from thanks to Tumblr, I don't remember which user, so I can't credit you, pointed this out to me, that in the back, I don't know if this was a little coincidence or not to the show, but in the back of Mako and Bolin's family's house, there's a little poster of the Equalists and Amon. And that got me thinking, maybe that could connect back. I mean, I know there was the murder-suicide at the end of Season 1, but maybe some of the Equalists have resurfaced, and that might be the central plot, but I think that was just a little Easter egg. I doubt Nick's going to go that far with the Equalist plot. I mean, they didn't really go that far with the anti-Avatar plot for Season 2. But yeah, back to Season 3. So what happened? That's pretty much sums it up for the first episode that they aired, episode 4. Episode 5 was I don't know. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Nobody really agrees with me, but there was something eerie about it. Like, this whole metal bending time. There was something just eerie. I don't know. I think it's just in my head, and I do this sometimes with fiction where I interpret much deeper than it needs to be. But there was something very eerie about the whole metal bending city. I don't remember what its name is off the top of my head, but I'll remember it soon enough. But what's called? I like how they're finally bringing my favorite character from Avatar back into the fray. Toph. She's one of my favorite. She's in my top 5 fictional characters, period. Let alone hands down favorite Avatar, Last Airbender character. But they pretty much confirmed that she might be alive. They said she left a few years ago to start wandering the Earth, and nobody knows what happened to her since. So you never know. She could still be around, and we wouldn't know. But they might bring her back, which would be fantastic. If they brought Toph back, tears would probably come from my eyes. But what's called? I cannot wait to find out the whole familial dynamic between Lin and her sister and all this stuff that's going on. It's really, getting on me, and they're finally going to address it. I heard the next episode that they should have aired back after this is going to be pretty much it's like Beginnings, but with instead of Avatar 1's story, it's going to be Toph. Not Toph, Lynn's story. So I'm really excited about that. That's probably going to be my favorite episode of the season if they do it well. It might be my favorite episode of Korra, period. Just because of how invested I am in the Beifong family and how Toph's one of my favorite fictional characters. I can't wait to see her. She's going to be in the flashbacks, everybody. We're going to see Toph again. Technically not, but technically we are. One thing that pissed me the fuck off was Varric. It was just the worst way to bring back his character. I mean, in the end, at the end of book 2, obviously he escaped from prison. When the spirit vines were growing, they were breaking the walls and everything. He escaped with Julie. Julie is not back, so we don't know what happened to Julie. She could have died for all we know, or she could have just quit. I doubt she would quit. She was really loyal to Varric through it all. So I doubt she would really quit anything relating to that plot. But Varric, why would you bring him back like that? That was that was book 2-itis at its finest. I mean, you had you didn't even need to bring him back. I know they're going to bring him back for something. I know they just wanted to bring back the character and explain what I feel it was a lazy way to bring him back. You could have integrated him into the plot, and it would have been much better. But it was just a lazy, haphazard way to bring him back. You're like, oh, hey, we did a cliffhanger at the end of book 2, and we didn't know how to handle it. Varric escaped. What are we gonna do? We gotta put him in the story. Oh, just make him with Lynn's sister, working with them. Sorry if I have a little upward